Welcome, guests. Please turn your attention to the screens as we begin our program with a message from Stacy Stewart, President and CEO of March of Dimes.
Welcome, and thank you for coming together in support of moms and babies when they need us the most. How we connect at our events may look different during COVID-19 pandemic, but our shared commitment to giving all families the best possible start is as strong as ever. As you know, the United States is among the most dangerous developed nations in the world in which to give birth. And that's under the best of circumstances. Thanks to your support, we're able to continue fighting the serious maternal and infant health issues that affect our communities. We can be there for every family, those who've had their firsthand hardships, those celebrating their health, and those just trying to start their families. So get ready to have some great experiences at our now virtual events and see how our mission works to improve the health of moms, babies, and their families in your community and everywhere. Thank you and enjoy.
I'd like to echo Stacy's comments. Welcome, everyone. My name is John Moore, and I'm honored to be the MC tonight for our virtual live event, where we come together across the internet and from all sorts of different locations to raise important money for the March of Dimes. Our venue might have changed, we might not be together, but the dedication that we all share for helping moms and babies continues without restraint and unabated. On a serious note, the United States is fighting an urgent maternal and child health care crisis that has only been compounded by the COVID-19 epidemic. Every 12 hours, a woman dies due to complications in childbirth. We lose 2 babies a day to these same kinds of complications, and these numbers are only compounded for mothers and babies of color. March of Dimes works in communities across the country to reduce rising rates of preterm birth, as well as maternal and infant mortality and morbidity. The March of Dimes supports families before, during, and after pregnancy to ensure that all moms and babies get the best possible start. We're here tonight to make an impact for all families, and to do that, we need your participation throughout our program. Make sure that you chat with us throughout the evening in our Join the Conversation section. I think it's up that way, if that's the upper left corner. We want to hear from you. If you've never chatted before, tonight's your night to get started. Simply type away on your keyboard, send us a little message in the chat section, tell us who you are, and tell us, most importantly, what brings you here tonight in support of the great efforts of the March of Dimes. Tonight's event represents one of the premier opportunities to come together in support of the March of Dimes. And for a premier event, you need a premier sponsor. And so we'd like to thank Johns Island Real Estate and Rennie Gibb for the generous support they provided tonight's event. We also need to give a big shout out to Daryl Daly for his dinner entertainment. But most importantly, I'd like to say thanks to each of you for being here tonight in support of the great work of the March of Dimes. I know that we can count on your financial and emotional support to make this evening a great success and to turning tonight into a wonderful evening of support for healthy moms and healthy babies everywhere. You have the ability to donate virtually tonight. That's right, folks. We've overcome the challenges of not being together and found new and high-tech ways for you to be able to help support the great work of the March of Dimes. The first way is by clicking on the donate link on our event page this evening. From there, a pop-up menu will appear to guide you through the donation process. But there's a cooler way to give. That's right, folks. You can text your donation to 91999. If you text that number and text the word Vero with a comma, your donation amount and your name, a form will be sent to your phone or your tablet or your computer that will guide you through the donation process. If you haven't texted before, tonight's the night to find out. And if you don't know how, be sure to ask your kids or your grandkids. They'll be there to help you in a flash. I'd like to introduce you to the chair of our event, Rennie Gibb. Rennie's leadership has been critical in knitting together all the complicated elements that have brought tonight to fruition. She's been helped, of course, by our own super chef, Scott Verricchio. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rennie Gibb.
Thank you. Tonight's about supporting March of Dimes and healthy moms and strong babies. But it's hard not to notice the difference in our event as we gather virtually this year. Personally, I'm grateful that a wonderful organization like March of Dimes is fighting to improve the health of families, just as they've done for more than 80 years. The stark reality is that the U.S. is among the most dangerous developed nations for childbirth, and that's during the best of times. In the midst of the unprecedented global pandemic with far-reaching effects on both public health systems and the economy, March of Dimes is focused on the health of families who we know may be at even greater risk. This year has been unlike any other we've seen, but your continued support has not gone unnoticed. Families need us, always, and the March of Dimes community has stepped up to be there for them throughout this crisis. I'd also like to acknowledge the amazing support of our sponsors. Special thanks to Johns Island Real Estate, Florida Power and Light, and Georgie Warren. Their commitment to the March of Dimes mission is greatly appreciated. I would like to take this moment to thank our chefs and participating restaurants for the great meals they helped to provide tonight. Scott Verricchio from Citrus Grill House, Joe Faria from Quail Valley Golf Club, Massimo Napoli from Francesca's Italian Kitchen, and Nick LaMantina from Riders Market. Just a reminder, you can make a difference tonight by making a donation in one of two ways. Simply click the donate link on our event homepage and fill out your donation information, or text the word Vero, the amount, and your name to 91999 to make a donation as we go through our program. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of tonight.
Thank you, Rennie, for your support of the March of Dimes. You've helped make this a spectacular event, as have our corporate partners, who are committed to fighting for the health of all moms and babies. March of Dimes has been at the forefront of providing much-needed services to families during the COVID-19 pandemic, including offering many of their support programs virtually for the first time. Face-to-face visits are difficult, if not impossible, because of the virus. Your March of Dimes has innovated, developing new ways to deliver programming to moms and babies in need. Our healthcare heroes have also been at the forefront, and our message to those working on the front lines with mom and babies is simply this. We thank you for serving on the front lines and stepping up to ensure safe and healthy pregnancies during these times of crisis. Your commitment to moms and babies does not go unnoticed. Being a superhero doesn't mean you're invincible or that it's easy. It means that you're brave enough to stand up and do what is needed, where it's needed, and when it's needed. Please join me from the bottom of our hearts to say thank you for all of our superheroes. Let's take a look at this short video that shows some of them at work.
I am most thankful for the love and joy that surrounds me. I am so fortunate that I have the opportunity of experiencing the joy of being a mom and also working in such a rewarding nursing profession.
I've been juggling between being a mom and being a nurse, especially a OR nurse. My job is very stressful. So what I do is try to make sure that my patients are safe, maintaining a positive attitude, making sure that my staff is safe. That's one of my main concerns, make sure that they're safe. And with my kids, just ensure that they know that I'm doing what I have to do in the front line, taking care of our patients and taking care of them.
It's been hard, although I think that these are times where it's brought us closer together.
I love everything about being a mom.
I can always have constant love and kisses. I know it's hard out there. We're all doing our best and you're doing a great job, and always remember that even when times get tough.
Never ever give up. Keep loving, keep caring, keep nurturing your children. They need us.
I was just at your ER due to the COVID-19 scare, and your staff and healthcare workers were so responsive and caring. I thank you all for all you do, standing in harm's way to help us all. God bless you from the bottom of my heart. I have always had tremendous respect for the healthcare industry, and now even more.
Thank you to all the Broward Health Medical Center staff for taking good care of my brother Enrico. Especially thanks to Jamal, who fed him during his weakest moments here in the hospital. Stay safe, stay strong, and God bless.
My NICU friends, I miss you and pray for you every day. I look forward to being able to cuddle with my babies as soon as possible. Each and every one of you is a hero. I witness that every week while volunteering in NICU. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being so much more than your job calls you to do. I see you how you love those babies, encourage the mothers, and go beyond the call of duty to give the most fragile of our babies the best care ever. Thank you.
We're at the point that defines why we're all here tonight. It's my pleasure to share with you a very special family, the Lockharts. The Lockharts represent the hundreds of thousands of families who know firsthand the important work done by the March of Dimes. Emily and Nate are honored to be with us here tonight to share the story of their daughter Daisy and her amazing journey. As a NICU nurse and then as a NICU mom, Emily has a unique and professional perspective on the research and advocacy and support that the March of Dimes provides to mothers and babies everywhere. Let's join Emily and Nate as they tell their story.
Daisy was a perfect pregnancy up until about 25 weeks. All of a sudden, I started going into labor and I knew it was real. And I go to the hospital and sure enough, the midwife, she took one look at me and said, I need to get the doctor. And I knew something was wrong. Everything started to settle out. Not an hour, maybe, I felt a sharp pain and I called the nurse. I said something's wrong. She came in. She said, Emily, it's time to deliver. And off we went to the OR. She was born December 21st at 2:21 p.m. She was 1 pound, 13 ounces. She was 13 inches long. And you don't get to see your child though because you don't even waste a second. They rush her right out to the recovery room and that's when they put the breathing tube in and start to work on her to make sure that, she is stable enough to make it up to the NICU. And there was nothing we could have done to prevent this, and there was nothing we could do at the time to help her get better. It was, at that point, it was on her. The first week or so is always the most testing time when a baby is born that early. You don't know how their lungs are going to react. You don't know how their brain is going to heal. You don't know anything. And they told us she had a lot of fluid in her lungs. They were concerned at first about that, and I was very nervous. But then by the next day, they were able to take the breathing tube out, and that was phenomenal for a baby born that early. The doctors were astounded that she was able to breathe so well on her own. And then the other concerns she had throughout her stay were short-lived. It's hard for me to think about why we had it so easy when so many parents have it so hard. And she had about a 75% chance to develop significant complications from being born this early, and she has none. With my job, I'm faced with ex-preemies every day, and I stare at what could have been our life every day, and every day I'm more and more thankful for how lucky we are. She doesn't have anything that we know about. My pediatrician tells me to relax. She was discharged from the developmental pediatrician at 2.5. He said we don't need to see her back. She's fine. She walked at 18 months, and they didn't expect her to walk until she was 2. She just blew everybody out of the water with her strength and resilience. The March of Dimes is an organization that researches how to prevent premature birth. They research how to treat these preemies when they are born. What they do is they reach out to moms. They help them cope through the NICU stay, the pregnancy, the postpartum period. They find you. They just do so much emotionally for you, and they know what you need. They know what the needs are. And it's because of them that I have been able to not only process being a NICU mom myself, but I work with them a lot in helping other moms and other NICU moms process that as well. And there is no better feeling than giving back. It helps you cope with what you've gone through, and when you've been in those shoes, you know that that is something no parent should ever face. I don't know where my family and I would be without the March of Dimes.
Now it's time to make the Lockhart family's wish a reality. Each of us can join the fight to improve the health of all moms and babies. All of you joining us virtually tonight have the chance to support the March of Dimes at a variety of levels. And with your help, the March of Dimes can and will create a world in which every baby has an opportunity to thrive and every family has the best possible start. Our goal is to raise $40,000 this evening, and as you can see by the thermometer, we're off to a great start. Help us to meet the challenge for March of Dimes and for moms and babies everywhere. There are 3 easy ways to give tonight. The first is to click on the donate link on our event page. From there, a pop-up menu will help guide you through the donation process. Remember, you can always text. That's right, folks. Text to the number 91999 and you type in the word Vero, comma, your donation amount, and your name, and a pop-up form will be sent to your phone, tablet, or computer. You can also make a donation in our chat room. Simply put your name and your donation amount into the chat, and one of our volunteers will follow up with you to help secure your donation. We are very lucky tonight. We're off to an outstanding start through the generosity of a couple of our donors. Dave Bankston has agreed to match the first $8,000 of donations, and we've already received a gift of $3,000 from the Berghorsts. Now it's your turn. I know this is a big ask, but I can think of no greater cause than fighting for healthy moms and healthy babies. Who will step up to help the March of Dimes continue its support of cutting-edge research? For a $2,500 donation, the March of Dimes can continue to fund life-saving research at its research centers, where teams of brilliant minds from a range of disciplines look for answers and share discoveries that transform our understanding of preterm birth, including causes and preventions. I'd like to thank Shirley Becker for her commitment to helping all moms and babies have a healthy start at this level. Shirley, you know you're one of my favorites, and I thank you for your continuing generosity. Your $1,000 donation can help families feel at ease in the NICU with support, with educational materials, and via the March of Dimes app, My NICU Baby. The My NICU Baby app is available whenever families need it to provide peace of mind, support, and information at their fingertips. It's been developed to help parents cope with a baby's early birth and with complications and birth defects and other issues that may affect a baby in the NICU. We'd like to thank the Dolan Foundation for their support at this $1,000 level. Who else is out there that can help us take advantage of Dave Bankston's generous pledge to match the first $8,000 of our gifts? Who can help us at the $1,000 level? Is it you? Did you know that more than 380,000 babies are born preterm in the U.S. each year? This is a sad reality, and I think you'd join me in not wishing that any parent have to face that pain and stress and anxiety. Your gift at the $500 level can help train nurses to help families deal with the challenges of a preterm birth. I'd like to thank Steve and Edie Dubord for making a commitment at this $500 level. Can you join us in making a contribution tonight of $500? Remember, there are 3 ways to give: through the donation link, through the text to 91999, and in our chat room with your name and donation amount. Your $250 gift can help the March of Dimes to provide activities for families to meet other families in the neonatal intensive care unit. I'd like to thank Susan Caston for donating at this level. Can you join her? I know it feels good to know that you can help moms and babies everywhere to have a chance at a healthy start. And everyone helping us tonight is helping us to achieve our $40,000 goal. Please enter your donations now, either through the homepage, in the chat room, or by texting. Every dollar helps to make a difference. Life during this pandemic is uncertain for all of us. Imagine, though, adding the stress of a pregnancy or a birth to this already challenging time. There are mothers delivering their babies alone or changing their birth plans due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In some situations, babies are spending days in the NICU without outside visitors or the warmth of human touch because of fear of COVID infection. Some parents are so afraid of the virus that they are not making their prenatal doctor visits a priority, or even worse, not taking their babies for routine pediatric visits. This is a sad reality that you can help overcome by your donation to the March of Dimes. Your gift, $1,000, $500, $250, $100, your gift of anything tonight will help turn fear into joy. Thank you to Jennifer Henriksen, to Trent and Rachel Leda, and to Kimberly Menchel for your pre-committed donations to help us fund our mission. Your gifts make a difference for moms and babies, and we cannot thank you enough. Let's keep this generosity alive. Let's keep tonight rolling. Let's meet that $40,000 goal. Text Vero, your amount and name to 91999. Or hit the donate link on the homepage. Or enter your donation in our chat room. Lots of ways to help tonight. Let's get about helping moms and babies with the March of Dimes. Once again, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Our lead sponsors have been Johns Island Real Estate and Florida Power and Light. We also should thank our chef partners, Citrus Grill House, Quail Valley Golf Club, Francesca's Italian Kitchen, and Riders Market, who came together to provide us the amazing food we've enjoyed this evening. And a special thanks to Rennie Gibb for serving as our chair and helping make this event a success. To our sponsors, to our chefs, to Rennie, thank you all very much. And now, we'd like to leave you with a final message from Stacy Stewart, CEO of the March of Dimes.
Thank you for joining us and for your continued support in our mission to fight for the health of all moms and all babies. As we find our nation in the midst of COVID-19, the importance of what we do is more critical than ever. With your help, we're advocating for policies to protect them, working to radically improve the healthcare they receive, pioneering research to find solutions, and empowering families with the knowledge and tools to have healthier pregnancies. And by going virtual with our programs and easily available online resources, including marchofdimes.org and itstartswithmom.org, we're meeting families wherever they are. The March of Dimes community is made up of thousands of incredible people just like you who are dedicated to do better for moms, dads, and babies everywhere. Together, we can build a world where every family is healthy and strong today and for generations to come.